Alright YouTube, today with the Craigslist Civic we're going to be painting our valve cover and installing a strut tower brace. This is the valve cover in question. Not such a pretty, no, I wouldn't consider it a pretty color at all. And the strut tower brace in question, and I think we're going to paint the ends too. Alright, so let's get started. First I want to pop off all these boots, spark plugs. Get these out of the way. Alright. Next thing we're going to do is get these 10 mils right here. So with the kit, the new gasket kit that I got, came with a whole new set of grommets. And just remember, you want to keep track of where these go. So I'm laying them out where they came from. They are different lengths. It's not hard, just the back ones are, I believe, a little longer than the front. But you always want to make sure, see, these are just a little longer. As I lay them out, just a little separation so I know exactly where they came from. Alright, now with everything removed, just simply pull our valve cover back. There we go. Do a little close visual inspection. Just get a good look. It's not so bad. Not for as many miles as we have. Set her off to the side. Let's pull out the old gasket. Try not to rip it. Okay. And let's take a visual inspection of the valve train. Now, what I'm looking at here is just normal wear and tear. There's nothing, no scoring, no burning, no etching. I'm not seeing anything that's out of the ordinary. Anything other than I probably need an oil change. So, let's move on to our next step, painting it. Alright, so start off, first things first. Let's get this out of here. Good heavy dose of brake cleaner just to get everything nice and clean. Alrighty. Now, once your brake clean is dried, we're going to take an ultra-fine scuffing pad, okay? And we're just going to hit everything. Hit all these surfaces. Make sure everything get in. All these areas here. What we're doing is just making sure we have a nice clean contact patch for our paint to adhere to. Now, the more prep work that we do, the easier, the better that our paint is going to stick. So, you don't have to go overboard, because this isn't like you're painting a body panel or anything. But you definitely don't want to be lazy either. Remember, the more work you do early on, the better everything is going to turn out in the end. So we're just cleaning this up. These one more time. Over there. Like I said, you don't have to be a superhero. You just want these surfaces to be generally free of any type of major buildup or corrosion. So you want a nice even surface to work with. But again, all we're doing, like I said before, we're just making it so when the paint does go on, it applies evenly and won't flake off. Now once we've completed that, one more can of brake clean. And we're gonna let that dry. Alright, so our next step is gonna be masking this off. We wanna mask off all of our bolt holes and our spark plug tube holes. So, just gonna mask it off. It doesn't have to be perfect. That's what the razor's for. So we just cut that how we want it. Pull it off like so. And repeat the process a couple more times. Alright, so now everything's nice and masked the way we want it to be. Start to spray. Make sure you get a good shake. Of course, the wind starts to blow right when I'm ready to start laying it on. But just a nice, even coat. stuff is not covering the way I thought it was going to. And this is what I was talking about when I was talking about prepping. But I think, with it being as dirty as it is, it's going to give me a desired effect. I'm getting a little bit of runnage. Now, I'm going to let that dry up a little bit, and then we're going to go for second coat. And then while we're at it, I'm going to paint these strut tower bar ends. This paint is definitely not as thick as I thought it was going to be. It is very runny, very watery, but oh well. Alright, so it's been about 10 minutes. We're going to go in for our second coat. Now when you're painting, especially something like this, you don't have to be super careful, fine detail. But you always want to kind of, when you do a layer, you always want to overlayer halfway and always complete the stroke. You always want to start and always run it through, just like that. You don't want to just start randomly punching spots. Always make an imaginary line, straight through, finish it. And we'll go ahead and we'll hit these guys one more time. That's what I just did there. Not, which is ideally what you want to do. And then we'll let her dry up some more and we'll do one more coat. So she's nice and tacky. We're going to go in for the third and final layer. Like I said before, nice even strokes, following halfway up. You should be able to see the lines you're making as you go. Again, just follow your lines. And you shouldn't have too much of an issue. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, and with the magic of the internet, she is now dry. Didn't turn out quite the way I'd expected it to, but the paint was a lot thinner than I thought it was. So, putting this back in is just the opposite of taking it out. What I'm going to do, take the gasket, brand new, I'm going to lay it in this channel. Get down in your frame so you can see what I'm doing here. Put this in here. All right. There we go. And we're just gonna get this out of the way first, without mucking too much up. Plop her right back down on there. Make sure she sits nice and even. Gasket laid there. Gasket in. She's on. Now all we have to do is button her back up. So it's just the opposite of what we did in the reverse. I mean, the first place. Drop three guys in here. Get out our handy dandy 10mm. Make sure. There we go. Now we do want to tighten these down in a pattern. You don't want to tighten them down all at once, all in one direction. Something you don't want to do. You do want to make like a star pattern around the top of the valve cover. Help seat everything properly. And then let's get that finger tight. That could be a very easy "that's what she said" joke. I guess I did. I did it. Alright. So, get these guys back in. And we're just going to get these down snugly. Probably should be doing this by hand. Way too much spinning. This is a Husky ratchet, by the way. So, I'm going to start in the middle. You don't want to over tighten these. We go from there. We'll go to here. From there, we'll jump over to here. And then we'll jump up to this one. So, one more time. Center, top right, bottom, or top left, sorry, bottom right, bottom left, top right. And there you have it. Snug as a bug in a rug. So, our next order of business is definitely going to be installing our strut tower bar, or brace, or whatever you want to call it. So, just want to come over here to your strut tower. These are two 14mm. Might need to put a little persuasion on them. What I mean by that is they might be on there pretty tight. And I've already test fitted all of this for YouTube purposes, of course, so you don't have to sit and watch me struggle with everything. Now, take you over to the other side. And my tripod is on the gangster lean. Holy crap. There we go. And we're just going to get these off of here. Now, I did run into a little bit of an issue when I was test fitting this. You know, the way I feel about it is strut tower bars and braces all do the same thing. So as far as I'm concerned, as long as you're not buying the cheapest parts you can find on eBay or something like that, you'll be fine. But when you do buy cheap parts, sometimes you get cheap hardware. And I'll show you what I mean in a second. Okay, so what I mean is, test fitting, for some reason, this decided to cross-thread itself, and it just snapped. That's what you get. That's what you pay for. Alright, so the installation of one of these is very, very, very straightforward and simple. Drop that end in. Now, Hondas, and especially, you have your cruise control cable and your throttle cable. And you want to make sure that when you put those in, and I'll show you what I'm talking about, you don't want to bind them up. So for me, I ran it on the outside. I didn't run it around the inside because I found that would have bound up way too much. So here we go. I want to make sure you guys can see what I'm doing. And that's as simple as that goes. Lay that in there. Tighten these guys down. And I mean tighten them. When I mean tighten them, I mean tighten them. Like, put your ass into it, tighten them. Sorry. I cursed. I don't want to get demonetized. Wait a minute, I'm not monetized at all yet, so I guess it doesn't matter. Alright. Come back over to the other side. Now, I generally use air tools for everything that I do, but for courtesy of you guys, I'm not using air tools because my air compressor is kind of a piece of crap and it's got a little bit of a leak and it would be constantly running, and that doesn't make for good YouTube content. So, tighten this up. Remember what I said before about putting your ass behind it. There we go. Back over here. Okay. All right. And that's that. Okay, so now once you have this tightened down and everything's fitted, you just want to tighten everything up. The idea of having that super tight, so when the car flexes, you want to make sure it's actually doing its job. Pretty straightforward, pretty simple. Okay. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how you do that. Strut tower brace in, valve cover painted, end caps painted, I guess. Didn't turn out as well as I thought I had hoped. But if you're new to the channel, please subscribe, hit the like button, hit the notification bell, and all that good stuff. Thank you for watching, and hopefully next time I'll be lowering this thing. And yeah, revealing the car name. It's coming soon, I promise. Peace.